Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah, coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give all praise to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who was wisdom, who was the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Prayer to the Most High blesses this lesson this morning, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, in order to understand the events that are currently happening on the earth. So we get a much better understanding of things that are soon to come on the earth. We're going to jump in here real quick with one of the older Bibles. It's probably a couple hundred years old. In the middle of the Bible, it's kind of like a commentary by one of the Gentiles. I'm not sure what the guy's name was, but it has a pretty long commentary over the whole, I'm assuming the Old Testament, called Practical Observations. If I'll try to put the name of the guy's name in the description box. But what's really good is when he talks about Deuteronomy 28. I just want to show you what it kind of looks like right at the beginning. And we're going to skip over here to Deuteronomy 28. Okay, 45 through 68. We're going to read a little bit of this right here. Okay. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Well, let's read some of it here. This is one of the most remarkable passages in the books of Moses. It presents us with a most exact description of the evils that afterward befell the Jews when they were delivered by the Most High into the hands of their enemies, and in particular when the 10 tribes were dispersed by the king of Assyria. Okay, when Jerusalem was taken by the Babylonians and the Jews carried away into captivity, and a great number of them retired into several parts of Egypt. Now you start giving his excuse, his reasoning and his opinion again. Okay, some were, they give you some were given to Egypt, but they were taken all over the place. Okay, it goes, and there perished in a miserable manner. And lastly, when the Romans destroyed their city and temple, we see here described the extremities to which the Jews would afterward be reduced by famine. Now, what they're mixing up is they keep saying Jews and making it seem as if everything happened over there. You're going to see this in a couple more videos today. Everything did not happen over there in the so-called Middle East, but they're trying to project that, put that in your mind, so when you start reading the Bible, you think that everything is happening over there in the so-called Middle East. These curses followed our people worldwide. Okay, so let's continue. We see here described the extremities to which the Jews would afterward be reduced by famine, which was to be so great that mothers would eat their own children, which came to pass in the siege of Samaria and Jerusalem. Moses foretells likewise the captivity of that nation, its dispersion over the world, and the sad condition in which it continues to this day. Now, this is huge right here. He's admitting that this destruction, these curses, are on these people till this day. This Bible is, let's say, 200 years old. It was the early 1800s that these Bibles were actually, distributed. So you need to look at the curses in the early 1800s. Was Ish going through Deuteronomy 28, 45 through 68 in the early 1800s? Were they dispersed on slave ships? No. Did they lose their identity? No. Were they being destroyed and having everything taken from them? No. Were they in chains? No. So this guy's admitting that these curses are still on the Hebrews all the way until this day. They were under these curses in the early 1800s. So you need to go back until the early 1800s and see who fits these curses. See, Ish complaint, it says that they went through all their stuff in biblical times, which this was before, I would have been before Moses, so no, because he wrote about all these curses after he brought them out of Egypt. So they were going to be going through these curses again in the future. So you can't go to the Holocaust, because the Holocaust did not happen in the early 1800s, because when this was written, it was said that the Hebrews were still under these curses until this day. See, these people who actually read these Bibles know that the curses were going to follow these people the whole time. He's admitting to it right here. Let's read that one more time. Moses foretells likewise the captivity of that nation, its dispersion over the world, and the sad condition in which it continues to this day. So these people are supposed to be in a sad condition. And it wasn't like it was going to change between 1800s until 2020. They're still going to be in a sad position to this day. See, this is why these commentaries were taken out. So they can just skip over these curses and not talk about, which people fit this sad condition until this day. Being shot down in the streets, not getting any justice. People getting upset just by you bringing up the fact that you've been not treated well for 400 years. You just see their spirits. I heard a story about on TV about the first football game and Kansas City against Houston, and people were locking arms, and the crowd was booing. They're talking about the injustices of, black people. People were booing and getting upset. See, these people don't care. They don't want to hear about the people who have, gone through or in this low condition until this day. They just want you to shut up and entertain them. You're pissing them off by bringing it up, because that makes, that riles up their spirit. Why? Because there's a certain people, okay, that's going to be in a sad position until this day, and they don't want to hear about it. They don't want to be reminded of that. They want to be able to continue, living in La La Land, because they know in their spirit that eventually they're going to have to pay for what's been done to them, to these people, and they don't want to hear about it. But y'all say y'all love the Bible. This guy's giving you the commentary. He's breaking it down. He's telling you that the Israelites were going to be in a sad position all the way until the early 1800s, and it's going to continue all the way till the end. You guys didn't want to hear about it in 2016. You don't want to hear about it now. And it just shows you that you guys never want to hear about it. But you're going to hear about it. And Most High is going to make sure that you hear about it. He's going to make sure it pops up on your television, pops up on your radio stations, pops up when you're having conversations with people. And that's okay if you want to sit there and act like, you want to just continue to ignore it. That's okay. The Most High is still going to make you see it. I'm going to read that one more time. Moses foretells likewise the captivity of that nation, its dispersion over the world, and the sad condition which it continues to this day. So like I said, that's very important. These predictions, okay, the antiquity of which is incontestable and acknowledged by all, cannot be sufficiently admired, since they describe so long before what was to happen to the Jews. That's to the Israelites, northern kingdom and southern kingdom. It wasn't just going to happen to, 2 to 3 tribes. It's going to happen to all 12. And this stuff was told such a long time ago that it's incontestable. Okay, right? These predictions, okay, the antiquity of which is incontestable. So these, these prophecies is incontestable. And he's getting this information from other books. That's what they're hiding from you too. Moses is getting this information from downloads from, the angels and other books as well. Okay? So it's incontestable and acknowledged by all, cannot be sufficiently admired, since they describe so long before what was to happen to the Jews or the Israelites after so many ages. And they just mask the whole 12 tribes by just saying you Jews. You just automatically think Middle East, over there, 3 parts. And many people don't realize that all the 12 tribes weren't even in, that area when Yahushua was there. Because they've just been brainwashed so much to think that everybody was already there. So since the Jews supposedly rejected Yahushua, which wasn't true, that it was opened up to all the Gentiles. No, that's not how it works. Okay? Now, let's continue here. So long before what was to happen to the Jews after so many ages. These predictions prove in the clearest and most express manner the divinity of the writings of Moses, and ought to inspire us with a great fear. This is huge right here. This is definitely a great fear to the Gentiles, okay? Let's read that again. And ought to inspire us with a great fear of offending the Most High, lest we should incur those punishments and curses that are denounced in the gospel. Okay? So the main thing right there is lest we should incur those punishments and curses. So if you guys don't fear the Most High, you will get the curses. You will get the punishment. And see, you guys know that you have not followed the ways of the Most High. So you know in your heart that these curses and punishments are coming to you. That's why when you see our people raising up, that's why when you're trying to get a distraction and you see our people raising up, and that stirs up your spirit because you know that these punishments and curses are now coming on you. Your spirit is vexed because you know these curses and punishments are now coming on you. So this guy's letting you know that if you don't follow the ways of the Most High, these curses will come upon you. Now, that goes with the Book of Mormon. That goes with sweeping you off the land. The Most High swept us off the land so that you could enjoy our lands because we sinned. Now the Most High is going to sweep you off the land just like he did with us. And how did he do that? He destroyed our people. He sold them. He had them on ships, and they were taken off the lands. Now, what does the Most High say is going to happen to you? Exactly the same thing. You'll be destroyed, and you'll be sold and swept off the land. Just exactly the same things that has happened to our people. It says that in the scriptures. But you guys can't put that together. Well, you can, but you're hiding the fact that that's how it is. Okay? Joel 2 talks about that. Let's go there really quick. Joel 2 and 3 talks about this right here. These curses turning upon you, which is what he's talking about right here, is what's talked about in Joel 2 and 3. Joel 2. Joel 2 and 20. Remember now, this happened to us, so it's going to happen to you. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate. Okay? So you guys removed us. You took us to your barren and desolate lands in ships. You took over our lands. That was part of the curses. As the Most High is telling you, this is what's going to happen to you. The same thing. Joel 2:20 again. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and I will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. So he's going to be removing you off the lands, just like he removed us. How will he do that? Let's go to Joel 3. You did this to us, and now the Most High has you here on our lands, and he's going to do the same things to you. Joel 3. Let's start at 5. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. So you sold our people, not just the northern kingdom, but also the southern kingdom. You sold them, okay, unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. So you took us and you sold us all over the world to get us out of our lands, to sweep us out of our lands, just like it talks about. Okay? But now that we've come to the end, what does the Most High say he's going to do to your people? Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. So now that you took our people and you sold them, you destroyed them, you removed them, the Most High is now saying he's going to do the same thing to your people. 8. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah. Just like you sold our people away, he's going to now sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah. And they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord has spoken it. So he's going to take your children off of the lands and have them sold and sent off far away, just like you did with our people. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Okay? So it's showing you. It's showing you right here that what this guy's predicting happens to the Most High's people. If they don't follow the ways of the Most High, it's going to happen to them. It's proven in the scriptures. Let's read this part right here one more time. These predictions prove in the clearest and most express manner the divinity of the writings of Moses, and ought to inspire us with a great fear of offending the Most High. Have you guys not offended the Most High? Have you not destroyed his people? Have you not hidden, your crimes? Have you not, chosen not to follow the ways of the Most High? You've chosen not to follow his feast days. You've chosen not to follow his commandments. So, again, ought to inspire us with a great fear of offending the Most High, lest we should incur those punishments and curses that are denounced in the gospel, and which are neither less certain nor less dreadful than those of the law. Pretty scary things right here. Pretty dreadful things right here. Because the scriptures do prove that if you don't follow the ways of the Most High, he will sweep you off the land. He swept us off the land. He's had us sold into slavery. He had us destroyed. He gave us horrible, dreadful plagues, sicknesses. He made us work our own land for the Gentiles, for their pleasure. And now in Joel 2 and Joel 3, he talks about him sweeping the Most High, the Gentiles off the land and selling their children. So this is why it's important. You have to be able to look at history, look at the scriptures, and expand where these things took place in order to get a much better and deeper understanding of what's really going on right now and how prophecy is being fulfilled. So as much as the Gentiles keep on trying to get us to look at the so-called Middle East and if Russia's doing this or Turkey's doing that and Jordan, something happened over here, and Beirut, there's this. All the while, they're trying to get you to look over there. Prophecy is being fulfilled right here in the lands. Knowledge and understanding is being increased. And the Gentiles and their lack of knowledge is being displayed firsthand for the whole world to see. All praise is to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who was wisdom, who was the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.